every day. I mean, it really depends where you're at. What are your goals? What's going on? Yes, exactly. It's about learning what load you can control, what effort is required, what kind of. This depends. Yes, exactly. It's about learning what load you can control, what effort is required, what kind of breath technique. Is it easy or is it not? So, for example, I can take an inhale and do a single leg lower and march. No problem. I don't have to change my breath. I don't have to change my technique. When I do a double leg lower, I will dome and cone. My back will try to come off. It's a lot for me. So I exhale through the entirety of the movement before I start moving my leg. Versus the other one, I can inhale, lower my leg, and I can maintain my pressure control every day. I mean, it really depends where you're at. What are your goals? What's going on with you particularly? But I would say, like 3 days a week is at the minimum if you can actually get on the floor and do the basics, so you can build on those. But the other flip side is, remember all this stuff all the time: bladder and bowel habits, posture, ab gripping, butt clenching. All of those things go into it. And so sometimes it's just as simple as acknowledging and understanding when you're carrying more stress, tension one day, and it's leaning over the counter and taking a couple deep breaths to reset that pelvic floor, or dropping into a squat and stretching the hips open for just a couple minutes. Oh, another it depends one. So, it depends what you're dealing with. If you have a diastasis recti and it's not resolved, and you're going into some high intensity exercises and you're doming and coning every time you do something, you're diminishing your ability to progress, because every time you do that, you're putting that pressure that we're working to resolve. You're just perpetuating that. And it happens during bladder and bowel movements, and it happens during posture, and it happens during our daily activities. So it's a lot of what are those things you're reinforcing. If you're leaking with a certain heavy load of a lift, go to the place where you're not leaking. That's fine. If you're leaking every time you do something, that's just your signal that the system is overloaded and it's not the right season to be doing something, and you need to focus your efforts on repattering. Oh my gosh, new movements and strength. I don't think this is too uncommon. I mean, I think there's a lot to consider of dietary influences, things that cause bloating, any kind of sweeteners that might not agree with you, carbonated drinks, how much liquid and just food in general you're taking in. We're obviously not excreting all of that entirely as the day goes through, and holding water and so on and so forth, and hormones, and I think the list goes on. So I think even if it's a functional diastasis, if you still have that prone to a little bit of laxity, then it's just going to give way a little bit more. Yes, this is fine. There's no evidence to show that it disrupts or makes prolapse worse by any means. So I think for you, as long as you're getting a good seal in the prolapse, which shouldn't be at a first degree, enough that you're not leaking from around the cup, I think it's totally fine. I actually want to, probably after Christmas, do some posts on menstrual cups versus menstrual discs and some other menstrual related topics. But yes, it should be fine to use and to remove. I will make it happen. Spring 2023. I will make it happen.
Mhm.